Welcome to This Explainer. Today we're unpacking a really fascinating nutritional secret. We're going to explore how a single, widely missing mineral might just be the root cause of your most frustrating daily ailments. And surprisingly, the fix might just rely on wisdom straight from ancient and biblical diets.
So let's just dive right in. How many times have you chalked up these exact, super frustrating symptoms to, just getting older? You wake up in the middle of the night with your calf completely seizing up, or maybe you hit an absolute wall of exhaustion before it's even lunchtime. You can't seem to hold on to a thought, the brain fog is just so thick. We tend to accept this as inevitable, right? But the research actually points somewhere entirely different.
Here's the truly wild part. The culprit often isn't some inevitable age-related decline. It's a common, completely overlooked deficiency. We're talking about magnesium. It is literally one of the most important minerals in the human body. It regulates your heart rhythm, it lets your muscles relax, it fuels your brain, and yet most of us are quietly running on empty. But the beautiful part about all of this, the solution doesn't require a trip to the pharmacy. It's been growing right out of the earth for thousands of years.
To keep things simple, we've broken down these 16 ancient foods into 4 quick sections for today. Ancient nuts and seeds, fruits and leafy greens, legumes, grains and soy, and finally, a really sweet chocolate surprise.
All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, Ancient Nuts and Seeds. These are tiny packages with massive ancient power.
I found this absolutely fascinating. Back in ancient times, mentioning your walnut garden was basically the ultimate humble brag. It was a massive symbol of incredible wealth. Walnuts were traded all the way from Persia to the Mediterranean as a literal sign of prosperity. And ironically, if you think about it, a shelled walnut looks exactly like a human brain, which is fitting because the magnesium and the unique omega-3s packed inside them are exactly what your brain needs to fend off age-related mental decline.
The big takeaway here is just how efficiently you can hit your daily magnesium goals without completely overhauling your life. Think about it. Just 1 ounce of almonds, that's about 23 nuts, gives you up to 80 milligrams of magnesium to stabilize your blood sugar. Sesame seeds? They deliver massive bone strength. Cashews give your nervous system the exact building blocks it needs to produce serotonin for mood support. But I really want to draw your attention specifically to pumpkin seeds.
168 milligrams? That is a staggering amount of magnesium in a single 1 ounce palmful of pumpkin seeds. That's roughly 40% of your daily requirement in one bite. If you're waking up with those awful leg cramps we talked about earlier, it's often because your muscles lack the magnesium required to release and relax. Pumpkin seeds are, without a doubt, the undisputed king of muscle-relaxing magnesium on our list.
Quick pro tip before we move on, just to help you incorporate these safely. This is all about working smarter, right? Nuts are incredibly calorie-dense, so a small handful is your target, definitely not the whole bag. And if you have a history of calcium oxalate kidney stones, you'll want to keep an eye on your intake of walnuts, almonds, and cashews, simply because they contain naturally occurring oxalates.
Moving right along to Section 2. Fruits and leafy greens. These are nature's original vitamins and blood pressure regulators.
It is honestly amazing how easy it is to protect your heart when you combine the right foods. Think about a beautifully cooked half cup of dark greens, like spinach or Swiss chard, or even a simple half of an avocado. These provide a powerful 1-2 punch of magnesium and potassium. Those two minerals work directly together to keep your blood vessels relaxed and flexible, effectively targeting creeping blood pressure. And those healthy fats in the avocado? They actually help your body absorb the fat-soluble vitamins from whatever greens you eat alongside it. It's just perfect, natural synergy.
Now, if you're reaching for figs, which, by the way, appear everywhere in ancient text as the ultimate sign of a good harvest, there's a really important distinction to make. While dried figs are an absolute magnesium powerhouse and phenomenal for easing chronic constipation, they are highly concentrated. You've got to watch your portions if you are actively managing your blood sugar or diabetes. Fresh figs, on the other hand, offer a much gentler dose with a far lower sugar impact. A quick heads up, if you are on blood-thinning medications like warfarin, you'll want to keep your intake of vitamin K-heavy greens, like spinach and chard, very consistent so it doesn't interact unpredictably with your meds. Also, here's a fantastic culinary hack. Cooking your spinach actually reduces its oxalate content by roughly half, which makes all that incredible magnesium even safer and way easier for your body to absorb.
Okay, Section 3. Legumes, grains, and soy. The slow-burning fuel of the ancient world.
Think about that famous story from Genesis about Esau selling his birthright for a bowl of red lentil stew. It suddenly makes perfect nutritional sense, doesn't it? Esau didn't just give up his inheritance because he was a little bit hungry. He was utterly depleted at a cellular level. His body was literally screaming for the exact restorative nutrients, the magnesium, the iron, the dense plant protein found in lentils. Sometimes your intense cravings are just your body desperately asking for the right minerals.
It's incredible to see the absolute nutritional dominance of beans and lentils. Take black beans, for example. A massive 120 milligrams of magnesium in a single cup. That's up to a third of your daily need right there. But it's not just the magnesium, it's the fiber. Lentils pack roughly 15 grams of fiber per cup. That drastically slows down carbohydrate digestion and protects against those sharp spikes that lead to insulin resistance over time. It's exactly why large populations eating these foods have remarkably lower rates of heart disease and diabetes.
Let's talk about a very specific fiber found in ancient grains like oats. It's called beta-glucan. It's so undeniably effective at trapping and lowering dangerous LDL cholesterol in your digestive tract that it actually earned a rare, officially approved health claim from the FDA. And in the nutrition science world, getting an FDA health claim is incredibly difficult. A simple, comforting bowl of rolled oats genuinely functions as a daily medicine for your heart.
And finally, Section 4, the sweet chocolate surprise. This is our mood-lifting, magnesium-dense finale.
70%. That is the magic number. For chocolate to be a legitimate, scientifically backed health food, it absolutely must contain a minimum of 70% cocoa. Anything less, like your standard milk or white chocolate, is essentially just sugar and fat without the beneficial compounds. You really need the dark, rich, unadulterated stuff.
The benefits of real dark chocolate are astonishing. Just an ounce provides 64 milligrams of magnesium. That's more than you get from a lot of vegetables. Plus, it's loaded with flavonols that actively protect your arteries and improve blood flow. But here is the best part. The magnesium literally helps your brain produce serotonin, while the chocolate itself stimulates natural endorphins. It quite literally improves your mood on a chemical level while protecting your heart. Just, keep it to a few small squares a day.
I know, 16 foods sounds like a massive list to keep track of, but you absolutely do not have to eat all of them every single day. Just try these 3 highly practical steps to seamlessly upgrade your diet. Throw some walnuts and pumpkin seeds into your morning oats. Toss half a cup of black beans into your lunch salad, and swap out your sugary evening dessert for a few squares of 70% dark chocolate. It really is that simple to bridge the gap between ancient wellness and your modern life.
I want to leave you with one final thought to really chew on today. You've heard the data, you understand the science, and you know the history. If just one simple missing mineral can effectively transform your sleep, elevate your mood, and protect your heart, where are you going to start tomorrow? Pick just one food from this list and let that ancient wisdom go to work for you. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.